If you're watching this right now, that means the first episode of Journey to a Million is officially live on YouTube. And I couldn't be more excited to be sharing this journey with you guys, where I'm gonna be building, scaling, and selling my Amazon FBA business for 7 figures in 2019. Today is February 16th, 2018. So it's gonna be a long ride, and I hope you guys can come along this journey with me, where I hold nothing back. I'll show you guys the success, the failures, the ups, the downs, and I'll show you guys everything behind the curtains of what it really takes to build a 7-figure business. I'm not there yet, but I will be there, and I want to bring you guys along with the journey. Without further ado, before I go into the intro, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, and if you guys want to show me some love, show me some support, always hit that likes button, or the like button, the thumbs up button, whatever you want to call it. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the comment section, and I promise I'll respond to every single one of you guys. So without further ado, let's roll the very first intro. All right. We're almost late.
Yeah, I think this is a really cool idea. I mean, I get asked this a lot from sellers, like how do you prepare, how do you grow, how do you plan for an exit? You built and exited a 7-figure company. Is there another reason that you'd want to sell?
And I just feel like if I do it once, I know the entire process. I could rinse and repeat. I could use that money for other type of investments. I think once you have that much money, I think a lot of doors can open for you. Well, that was really cool. Now that I have a game plan of selling this for $1 million, I need to know exactly the metrics that I have to hit. So yeah, I guess just got to start working towards that. And right now, I actually also have a interview with Manny Coates in about 1 hour on the AM and PM podcast. And it's just so freaking crazy that this is actually happening, because a year ago, I literally just started my Amazon FBA business, and I would, while working a 9 to 5, I would be going to my job and listening to the AM PM podcast in the car. And a year later, I'm going to be featured on the podcast as a guest. So it just goes to tell you that as long as you put in the work, as long as you never give up and you just do stuff, take action every single day, that at the beginning it's going to be very difficult, but it's slowly going to get easier, and it's really going to compound for you. So that's one principle that I really believe in. It's just the compound effect. Every single day, get some stuff done. Yeah, good things will come out of that. Maybe it won't come in the short period of time. Maybe some people will take, maybe some people only took 3 months to get $1 million, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. But at the end of the day, it's not about what other people have done. And if you keep comparing yourself to others, you're never going to be happy with your life, because there's always going to be someone else that's doing better than you, right? But if you can be inspired by others and translate that using it to your own motivation, then I think that would be a really cool thing.
Hey.
What's going on? What's going on?
Great. Okay, question number 8. What is another tip you'd give to a friend?
The second tip that I give to a friend is focus a lot of the time on the upfront work. So what I mean by that is probably product research. I think that's the #1 reason why people fail on Amazon, is because they chose the wrong product. At the end of the day, even if you gave certain products to a 8-figure seller who's been selling on Amazon for 3 to 4 years, a lot of them will still have trouble selling that product. So if you're a beginner and you're trying to sell a very competitive product, or a wrong product to sell on Amazon, then it's only going to be an uphill battle from there. So just take a lot of time to make sure you find the right product. You tell them that you're going to create an overall marketing strategy for their business. You're not going to tell them, but you got to look at the bigger picture, right? Not just like one small component. Sure. Okay, so what's the game plan of getting to $1 million? I mean, it sounds all magical and fun and this and that, but like, is there a game plan, Tom? Or are you just throwing $1 million out there and saying, I'm going to sell for 7 figures? And why am I actually going to be selling? Like, do I not like the FBA business? Like, what do I want to do with that money, right? So what's my game plan for after? So let me address the first point first. Okay, so the game plan is the reason why I had a call with a Amazon FBA broker. His name is Corin, and he's very knowledgeable, super nice guy. If you guys ever want some sort of a consultation call with him, I would highly encourage you guys to check him out at the FBABroker.com, and you can tell him that Tom referred you. But what he said is, so the good news is that in the past year, his number one selling category that, how many transactions he's done was beauty and healthcare. Number two was kitchen and dining, so home improvements, I think. And the third is sports and outdoors. So those are the top three categories in terms of the number of businesses that got flipped last year. And when I asked him, he said for beauty businesses, you can usually sell the business for anywhere, this is just a very, very rough range, anywhere between 2.5 to 3.5x of your yearly net income, of your net profit, okay? So if you were to give an example, let's say this month, so what they look at is they look at the past 12 months, so the trailing 12 months of your average income, right? Average profit. So that's the that's the length that they're trying to look at. So it doesn't really matter if, let's say from January until November, you're making $10,000 a month, and then all of a sudden December you make 100,000. Your 100,000 is going to be averaged out throughout the last 12 months. So for example, let's say right now for the past 12 months, we've been making consistently $10,000 in profit per month. And this is after all the costs, right? So after your cost of goods sold, after your advertising, after returns, refunds, all that stuff. How much money did you end up making put back into the business in terms of pure net profit? Let's say if we're making $10,000 a month for 12 months, that will give us $120,000 a year in net profit, because 10,000 times 12 months is $120,000. So this business made $120,000 in 1 year. Then we can times that by 2.5 or 3.5. So you can sell this business on average anywhere between 250,000 all the way up to 350,000. Just a rough range, right? So in order for us to get to $1 million, pretty much we just need to hit around $40,000 to $50,000 per month. 50,000 to, let's say, just to be safe. So $50,000 per month in profit over 12 months. Now, if we were to break that down even further, so this is one of the recommendations I have for a lot of people, is that everybody have these goals, right? We all have these goals. I want to make $1 million. I want to become a millionaire. I want to become this. I want to become that. But I feel like for a goal, if you don't break down the goal and work backwards, so let's say this year I want to make $1 million. Great, that's an awesome goal. How much is that? How much do you have to make per quarter? So 1 million divided by 4, so that's 250,000. So you have to make $250,000 per quarter, 3 months. And then if you even break that farther to month, to week, to day, even to the minute if you want, even to the hour, then you have a much better understanding. That big ass goal that you just had, it's now going to be broken up in small chunks that you can actually analyze. So if we were to make, if we were to sell $50,000 in net profit, and let's say we're operating, right now we're operating at a very high margin, we're operating around 45%, but let's say we dropped it down to 30%, then how much sales do we actually have to make in order to make $50,000? So we have to make about 150, close to $200,000 in sales alone, in revenue, right? So 250,000, 200,000, times by 12, that's $2.4 million. And so that's pretty much it, right? You kind of break down the numbers, stuff like that, and yeah, and then you let the math tell you how much number you have to hit on a daily basis, and then that way you can really break everything down and keep yourself accountable. I think it's also an appropriate time for me to talk about some of the tools that I'll be using, because you can think of this almost as battle or wars. You're not going to go into a war or a battle with knives when all your enemies have guns, right? So I do think that having the right tools and softwares and things like that is definitely going to help you with your business. So in terms of whenever I write different types of copywriting or keyword research, there are two tools that I like to rely on. Number one is wordtree.io. And by the way, I'll put all the descriptions down below. And again, these are the tools that I personally use, and I am an affiliate for them. And the reason why I'm an affiliate for them is because I absolutely love them and they've done very well for my business. So wordtree.io, I use that for keyword research as well as building my listers. For those of you guys who are a little bit more advanced, I would recommend a tool called seller.tools. They are a brand new keyword research tool, and it's a little bit more advanced than wordtree.io, but I like to use both of them to cross-reference and things like that. As my email responder, I like to use Feedback Whiz. They are also a brand new tool that is out in the marketplace, and not a lot of people have heard about them, but they're absolutely phenomenal. I've tried many different types of autoresponders before, and they're by far my favorites. They have so many different features that others don't have, such as seeing your repeat orders, seeing the order ID of those who left you a negative review and responding to them. They also send you updates whenever you do get a negative review, so you can act on it right away. The other tool that I like to use for product research when I'm trying to find new products is Viral Launch. I find that Viral Launch's new tool called Product Discovery is a lot more accurate. In terms of Viral Launch as a tool, when I run the numbers across my own store, it's a lot more accurate than some of the other estimators out there. So I'm a big advocate for Viral Launch and their market intelligence tool, as well as the product discovery tool to find new products. When we're launching a product, sometimes we do use Viral Launch, sometimes we don't. It really depends on the product. But if you're looking to launch your product as well, I definitely do recommend Viral Launch as a launch service. Right now, we're looking for software to manage some of our PPC campaigns, and we are still testing a few. So I'll report back to you guys once I do have, when I found a winner. And also, it's really important for you to keep track of your monthly profit, cost, all that stuff. So we use Fetcher to calculate all of our Amazon related costs, and it's a pretty nice platform. But right now we're also integrating QuickBooks so that we can do proper bookkeeping, because there's starting to be a lot of expenses outside of Amazon that Fetcher's not able to track, such as doing Facebook ads, etc. So we're using QuickBooks and Fetcher to do our accounting and bookkeeping, etc. All right, so the other question that I got a lot was, why am I selling my business? Why do I want to exit? Why don't I just build a business and kind of live off of the residual income that it generates on a monthly basis? I think that's a very fair question. Right now, we really haven't been able to take out any money out of the business. It's been over a year. So our profit that we make are all reinvested back into the business, because we're expanding our product selection, we're expanding our product lines, we're getting into the European market. So all of that actually take up a lot of capital. So what I think our game plan is to build, scale, and then at the end, we're reinvesting everything back in, and then at the end we'll take a massive paycheck. But the other thing that it's at the end of the day, we're selling on Amazon's platform, right? So who's there to say that Amazon tomorrow, some sort of algorithm changes? I just feel like there's way too much risk. For example, you can have a competitor leaving you negative reviews on purpose. There's could be black hat people that come into the market and take away a lot of your market shares. So I feel like there is definitely a lot of risk in terms of just selling on Amazon by itself. But let's say if you're generating 50% of your revenue off of Amazon, like for your Shopify store or anywhere else, then I think it's definitely a viable business to just kind of let it grow and kind of take out a salary against the business. But if you're just strictly selling on Amazon, which is what we are doing right now, I definitely think it's very risky. So that's another reason why we just want to exit the business as well and sell for a big paycheck. And also, I feel like if we can do the whole cycle from building to selling one time, like I said, we can do a lot of rinse and repeat. We can build up accounts, sell them, build up accounts and sell them. Maybe we can do 2 to 3 accounts at every single year, and then just flip those accounts for maybe not even $1 million, let's say 500K, 400K. And that's pretty good income by itself as well. So yeah, so those are the reasons why I, definitely want to exit the business in 2019, just to go through that experience, collect a big paycheck, and just really, it's more for the experience and the large paycheck. So yeah, so I'll cut this one. I'll cut the first episode. It's done. And if you guys do have any questions, concerns, or if you guys want to, chat with me, feel free to leave the comment down below, and like I said, I'll respond to you guys, and I'm really looking forward to this. So if you guys do receive value, and if you guys enjoy the first episode. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. You can even hit that notification bell to know when I'm releasing the next episode. And like I said, I love to chat with you guys, so leave a comment down below. And yeah, looking forward to this.